Hey team, wanted to make a video because I just made a video about my religious beliefs, my religious upbringing, and the last few years I've been kind of rethinking how I want to pursue religion and how I want to celebrate holidays because I am unorthodox. I have unorthodox beliefs, and so I kind of explained that I got myself into a little bit of a religious pickle, a socio-cultural, socio-emotional pickle, if you will, a conundrum, and so I need to kind of talk it through because it's nerdy, and and so, but it's still worth discussing for hypocritical, heretical concerns, wanting to touch base on these things and clear up any mixed emotions about the canon of my nerd life, whether it exists or doesn't. So I'm unorthodox. I came up in a household where Christmas and the holidays were kind of secular, kind of more about family. It wasn't based in Christianity as much. We didn't really talk about the Christ child. It was about family and love and giving and hope. So all these are great things that is from the Bible. It is from the words, the word, and it is something that is worth celebrating, worth cherishing. And so I always had very fond memories of Christmas and the holiday season. It's something that I just associate with love and happiness, and I've loved Christmas carols. I do have Christmas carols posted on my channel, and my name is Carolyn, and so I have gotten those nerdy comments. Christmas Carolyn, are you singing Christmas carols, Carolyn? And I do like Christmas carols. I like singing. I grew up, I was in choir, and so we would sing holiday carols, holiday songs around, and I did have a fandom for, some of them, they just make you feel so much and so hard, and the symbology there, it can be so powerful. Even though I am unorthodox, and this is something that I had to address. So how could I possibly feel, with the songs that I was singing, with, like, there was a particular one with, fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. And I got some flack because I sang that in choir. I absolutely love that song, and I'm not Orthodox. I'm not very, very Christian. I haven't, internalized that lifestyle. We didn't grow up in the church. We didn't go to church. But I felt that song. I absolutely felt that song. And so it was just, falling on your knees at this circumstance of this child being born, and it's so poetic and it's so powerful and it's beautiful. And I fell in love with it, and I would sing it with my sister, and I would literally fall to my knees like every time, and of course it was dramatizing, but you feel it when you feel that in a song, and so I didn't, it makes you wonder, like, when was the last time you felt that in your real life? When was the last time you felt that, like, falling to your knees, and how beautiful and how powerful and how moving something is in your life? Because it does not happen. It does not. And maybe that is really a beautiful thing, that it doesn't happen, that we're very, it probably reduces a lot of conflict, and maybe it keeps people from, like, persecuting each other, and very, very, but then you have the beauty in it too, versus conflict. And so it just makes you think, it makes you wonder, and it makes you just remember what awe feels like, even if perhaps you haven't actually felt it. It's a weird catharsis of, I haven't felt this, but holy cripes, do I feel that? Do I understand? Do I, and then maybe you don't understand, but you don't know that until you actually feel that wonder, and so does it exist in this world, but actually falling to your knees because of this amazing, amazing thing. And it's the birth of a child. And of course, it's a whole lot bigger than that to a lot of people. And but I was just taking it as a secular this child, and so and that's something that's a can of worms, and we can talk about another time. But even that is, and of course, it's this big, it's but it's everybody, and it's that human element and the trying to be better, trying to be this bigger thing. And so anyway, had that moment. But Carolyn, but I'm agnostic secular. So a lot of people will give me flack, but I also really I love a couple of other carols too that are just yes. We have a carol on the wall back here, Joy to the World, I think is that one. And I love that art. It's something that is very much a part of our culture, even though we are not Orthodox in in the beliefs. But anyway, so that's something that I've had to address. And well, how come you can feel that song if you're not actually Orthodox, if you're not religious, if you don't believe you haven't internalized Christ's story and Christ's life, his lifestyle, and I feel like that you can feel it and you can understand it, even if you haven't internalized that story. If of course others might try to deny you that, but I think that's one of the powers of storytelling, and one of the powers of music as well. And a story told well is that you feel it, but perhaps you don't have all of that. And so I actually did do a religious study. I joined a study, and so I was reading the Bible, and so I do have more of that context now. I do have more understanding of what I was singing now. But that is the power of it. And so but anyway, so that was a bit of a conundrum, like, well, but how can you possibly? And so people will call me a poser. People will say that my views are heretical, in that I haven't internalized Christ's life, and I come from a different background. And so and I'm okay with that. Please call me a heretic. Let's talk about it. And I believe in tolerance. I believe in religious tolerance and freedom of religion. And so I want to talk about it because that's the point. We all have different starting points. Not everyone who's Orthodox is Orthodox in the same way, or it's a whole spectrum. And so I am a poser, and that to a certain extent, I am a poser, and I am, fake in that regard. I didn't go to church every week. I wasn't confirmed. I don't know that I was baptized. And so, I'm not like full, but I have done some studying. And so, and I do hear the word, and I can respect the word, and I can respect the point of it, and I can respect the story and the feelings that it evokes and what it's supposed to mean. And so and they always say if you actually come from that and you're born and raised from it, you feel it differently. And so it will be argumentative no matter what I say here, because I'm different, and I came from a different lifestyle, and I'm okay with that. And if you believe in religious freedom and tolerance, you should probably be okay with that too. So this isn't a pissing contest. It's you're not more Christian than me. I will let you know you are more Christian than me. Thank you. You are. Congratulations. Do you need a trophy? um, but this is where it gets weirder because I one year I was just nerding hard um, and I was ringing bell for the Salvation Army, and I was like, I gotta be Santa Claus. I'm gonna be Santa Claus. I'm ringing that bell. I don't know what it was. It was like, I'm Santa. I'm Santa Claus. And I was just so excited about it that I don't know why, but I was like, I'm Santa. I was doing nonprofit Advent, and I just made a video to pass the torch because I do want to see that thrive, and I've kind of stepped back because of my secular upbringing. I feel like it would reach a more full potential if someone else were to spearhead it. So I did kind of move to causes over the last couple of years, and I believe in that. And so I'm passing that torch, but I was in it, and I was doing nonprofit Advent, and I was like, I'm Santa. I'm going to be Santa. And then I started working at Amazon. And so I was delivering packages around the holidays last year. And I was like, I'm Santa. I'm Santa. I'm so Santa. But I'm not Catholic. I don't worship saints, and I don't, and so it's from a different perspective. Where I was just fangirling, and I was feeling it, and it was. But I'm not from that Orthodox upbringing. I don't have that in my rhetoric, but I was so vibing, and then I had this moment last year where I had my midlife crisis because I am single, and so I felt discriminated against as a single woman. Like, societally, we prefer people. I am 35, and so it's more traditional for folks to settle down earlier, and so I was feeling some ageism, some discrimination, some weird pity that I am still single when I'm 35, and I don't have kids. I want kids, and so it's just like a weird, sad social environment, and these social pressures of, well, now you're gonna die an old maid, and you're like, I'm only 35, So, but I believe in love. I believe in true love. I believe in dating, and like in the I haven't done a lot of dating though. But I also had a mental health crisis where I really was very unstable for a while there, because I had a family tragedy. I had 5 members of my family involved in a murder-suicide, and then I had another family member, and so I've been through some things. I've been through some trauma, and so it's there's a story there. There's a whole story, and I'm not gonna like bring it out now. But I did not put dating on the agenda really because I was very caustic. I was very, very unwell, and so for a while there, and so it's not something that's been on the agenda. But anyway, I went through this, and I was like, hey, I'm 35 and I'm single, and I believe in love. I believe in happily ever after, but I also believe that in real life, like, you do need to work, and you need to work for that, and it's not something happily ever after is doesn't always is it doesn't work like that. Per se, and I recognize that. So I do recognize that, but I so I went through this, and I ended up, I felt the stigma, and I went and I bought a wedding dress, for a commitment to myself, and to make a powerful post, to kind of say, hey, I believe in this, and it might not happen for me, and it might not happen for a lot of people, and that's sad, and it's important because this is something that people literally commit their lives to, and it's what a lot of people find a lot of meaning and purpose in, is family, and having that love, and having that future of the children, and it's something that you pour a lot of yourself into, and I didn't have it. And so I got the dress. I actually wasn't going to have the crisis until I turned 42, 43, but I don't know why. We just decided, hey, have the crisis now. And so I got the dress, and I was going to burn it, and I didn't, because it was $1,000. And that's more money than I just want to burn. And so, but I ended up getting the dress, and then I also got myself a ring, and it was a promise to myself. It was very symbolic. It was like, hey, you are worth it. There is no stigma that can keep this from you. There is nothing, there is no social perception can be damned. Sometimes you are not alone. You are not unloved. And so it was meant to be this powerful thing. But I got the ring, and then lo and behold, last year I was living in the tent, and I was trying this experimental lifestyle where I was doing entrepreneurial things, and I was trying not to work. I wanted to build up from nothing in my own time, and like I said, I was living in a tent, and then before that I was doing the car camping, and so I was kind of going on that vibe. I was vibing on that, and so I needed money for groceries. And so I ended up pawning that promise ring to myself. But I think of it kind of this way, where I had it, and it was a promise to myself that you are loved, but I already know that, and it was just like kind of a, well, now we're going to do this now, whereas waiting until 42, 43, when like you don't ever want to give up hope. Like, there is never a point where it's going to be like, well, now you are going to die alone, even though you feel that. Like, there is no like good time to like land on that, I guess. And but you never want to give up hope, but you do want to acknowledge that people's lives are different, and it is sad, but it's not sad, but it is something. There is a construct there of not having that type of fulfillment, that type of experience, that type of purpose. And so anyway, I pawned the ring, and because I needed money for my entrepreneurship and the new initiative. And but when I purchased the ring, it was supposed to be this very symbolic, and I was teasing, and Anna. So I was like, actually, I'm engaged. And then, so, what's the story? I'm engaged to, and then trying to think of, not real construct. I'm engaged to Santa Claus. And so I kind of put that on myself, where I was engaged to Saint Nick. I was engaged to Santa Claus. And it was love. It was true love. And we were going to be wed. And so I kind of made that up. And then then last year I pawned the ring. And so the continuation of that is, well, what happened? What happened with you and Saint Nick? What happened? He is perfection because he is a saint, and he is a construct beloved by all children and beloved by all people. And so that's what happened, that I pawned the ring. What happened in our marital, our premarital bliss, our paradisical moment, that I had to pawn the ring. And that is, it's tough being betrothed to a construct. But it became this phenomenon where I wanted to be Santa Claus. I was like, I look like Mrs. Claus. Look at me. I am like the perfect Mrs. Claus. I am the perfect Mrs. Claus, for this construct of a what have we gotten ourselves into scenario. But then, so then it was like, what happened? And we found the ring, and then I'm not getting married. And then we had the construct, the crisis of, well, I'm not Orthodox. Do I have a right to be celebrating Christmas? Should I, and let alone, should I be engaged to Saint Nick? And you're like, well, things happen. Things happen, and then they get out of hand. so, so then I so now I'm in this relationship crisis with Santa Claus, and I'm unorthodox, and like, why would he pick me anyway, because of my unorthodox upbringing. And then I pawn the ring, there's trouble in paradise, and I don't even, like, to potentially Orthodox Christians, I shouldn't even be celebrating Christmas, let alone being with Santa Claus. And then I have nothing against being with a saint, with being with this beloved character. Obviously, with great power comes great responsibility, so I really should up my game and make sure that we're on the level there. And I don't mind religious personages. I don't mind people who have religious beliefs that are more orthodox than my own. That's not a problem for me. But if I am to be wed to Saint Nick, obviously we want to talk about this. And so I could apologize. Obviously, our relationship status is complicated. I broke off the engagement. I pawned the ring. I'm in my own headspace now. I'm in a growth period. But I just wanted to address this where, if he wants it to happen, we can have a conversation. We haven't reached that point yet. But Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And I hope you have a great holiday. I hope it is full of life, love, happiness, and all the things that I also believe in and I wish for everyone. So it's been complicated, but only love this season. Spread only love. I love you. I don't know you. But I want you to know that I wish you the best. And I don't hurt me. And I am sorry that I will accept the heretical label that you have thrust upon me, the poser label, and that is truth. I do not come from the Orthodox upbringing, and I am okay with that. So we can talk about it. But otherwise, I wish you the best. Happy holidays. And Santa, this is private, and we really don't want to be having this conversation on social media. Okay? Thanks. Bye.